Hello, welcome to Should I Buy This Game? Featuring Forest Shuffle with the Alpine Shuffle Expansion. My name is Christine, and in this video I'll give you an overview of how the game is played, and then share a few things I may like or dislike about the game to help you decide if you want to add Forest Shuffle and the Alpine Shuffle Expansion to your collection. I'm going to start first by talking a bit about the Alpine Expansion. Now they will have this little mountain symbol in purple on the cards. In the expansion, there are 2 new trees for a total of 14 cards. Then we have 10 cards that are divided left to right. And one of the things is there is a new mountain hare, and this counts as a European hare, but you cannot put multiples on one tree like you could with the European hare. And so there's a variety of those cards for a total of 10. And then with the top and bottom cards, there are a total of 12 new cards, and there is a new butterfly to add to your butterfly collection. And then we have the bearded vulture, and this is another card that allows you to put 2 cards from the clearing in your cave. So it's one more animal that will allow you to put cards into the cave. So if you've never played Forest Shuffle, it is a card game, and you start with a stack of cards, and the number of cards depends on how many people are playing the game. Now with the new Alpine expansion, we're going to be playing with a few more games than the original game. So what you do is you roughly divide your cards into 3 piles. Looks about right. Then there are 3 winter is coming cards. So in our 3rd pile of cards, we are going to shuffle these in. And then we are going to put the 3rd one on top of that pile. By the time we get the 3rd card, that will trigger the end of the game. And so we've made our deck, and we put it here at the clearing. Then each player will get 6 cards into their hand. And down here we have our cave card that if you have bears and raccoons and that new vulture, we'll be able to put some cards there possibly during our game. So when we look at our cards, you always want to start with a tree because you need a tree to add your animals to. So when we're looking at the trees here, I have 2 different trees. This one cost me 2 cards, and at the end of the game, I will score 1 point for each tree in my forest. Whereas this one cost me 1 card, and I will score points depending how many of the horse chestnut trees I have in my forest. So maybe I will start with the sycamore. So on my turn, I have 2 options. I can either pick 2 cards or I can play a card. So if I'm going to play this tree, I put it down and I have to pay 2 cards. So I have to look at some of my other cards I have going on and decide which 2 I want to use. So maybe I will choose these 2, and they go in the clearing so everybody can see because other people can take these cards on their turn. Now, because I played a tree card as well, I have to take one of the top cards and put it into the clearing. Then your other opponents will go. So now it is time to my turn again, and this time I want to play a card again. So I want to play the European hare because with this one, any number of European hares may share this spot. And so that is a great way to gain points. It also costs me no cards to play. And at the end, I get 1 point per European hare. So to play a card, I would put it like this onto my tree. Now, with the exception of the European hare, you can only have 1 animal on each side of the tree and the top and the bottom of the tree. Except with this one, I'll be able to put more of those there if I get them. Then it would be my opponent's turn. So now maybe I can either play the red squirrel for 0 point, or for 0 cards, and if it's on an oak, I would get 5 points. So I don't really want to play it because this is a sycamore. Down here for 1 card, I could play this little creature, the salamander, and you get points based on how many there are. Now, if I played it with a card of this symbol, then I would get to take a bonus action. But based on what I have here, I don't really have any of those symbols. What I might do is just play this extra tree down in my forest with using this card as payment. Because it was a tree, I have to turn over another card, and that would be my turn. So obviously going on to my next turn, I would need to pick up 2 cards. So maybe I would take one from here, and maybe I would take this bearded vulture one, so I could place 2 cards. So the next player would take their turn, and so now that I have this one, I'm like, ooh, that would be a really good one. So maybe what I'll do is I can play the bearded vulture. It costs 1 card to play, so I'll play this one, but I get to pick 2 cards. I can pick these 2 at random, and to put them into my cave means I turn them upside down and put them under my cave card. And at the end of the game, they are worth 2 points. And you're just building up your forest by adding animals to your cards. You want to surround them. They all give you different scoring bonuses at the end of the game. And you play until your deck has run, until you hit your 3rd winter is coming card, and the game is over. The one other thing is when you get 10 cards in your clearing, then you clear them all out and start fresh. And the game just keeps playing forward in that way. By the end of the game, your forest will look something like this. You will have some trees that are fully surrounded. You'll have some trees that maybe only have 1 or no animals attached to it. And you're just building up based on the cards you get and what you're looking for. So as here, there are a few different butterflies I was going for because you score based on the number of butterflies. I was able to get some European hares. And if you're getting those, you may want to look for a fox, because a fox scores based on how many European hares are in your forest. So there's a lot of animals that work together to score points based on what else. So for example, over here, this animal scored if there was a bat in the same tree. So I had to make sure to put a bat in the tree so they would score points. So if you're looking at the combinations like that, you have the ability to score a lot of points in this game. And overall, I really enjoy playing this game. It took me a long time to find a copy. It sold out so quickly, so I'm so excited I was able to finally get my own copy of this game. I just find this game really pretty, the nature, and it's a very relaxing game to play. You're just trying to build up your forest, get different trees, get different animals, all before winter arrives, because you have those 3 cards where winter is coming, because once winter comes, the game is over. And the Alpine Expansion just adds more trees, more animals, more cards, and that's always nice to have new challenges within a game. So let me know if you've played Forest Shuffle, if you've played the Alpine Expansion, and what you think of the game.